National Security Minister Albert Dapaah is warning that the perception that the judiciary is biased has dire consequences on the national security of the country. In recent months, the opposition National Democratic Congress in particular have accused the judiciary of being biased against it after losing a string of cases actually before the courts. Now speaking during a sensitization workshop on the national security strategy for judges of the superior courts, Dapaah said when the bench is deemed to be biased, citizens will continue to take the law into their own hands for personal satisfaction.
Injustice occasioned as a result of the absence of an effective justice delivery system, or delayed justice, or biased justice, is certainly a threat to national security. And indeed, when injustice abounds, particularly in situations where the bench, which is considered as the final arbiter of disputes, is deemed to be biased, citizens tend to take the law into their own hands, most times without recourse to the established systems of justice delivery. And similarly, the failure of the criminal justice system to ensure effective and expeditious trial of criminals adversely impact the morale of law enforcement agencies. It also emboldens criminals to perpetrate more crime and breeds lawlessness among the citizenry, developments which threaten the internal security of the state. If you are going to be able to address the security challenges that we have, especially the domestic ones, we need to be able to ensure that there is a judicial system that works. If you do not have a system, a judicial system that works, many people will simply take the laws into their own hands and misbehave and do what they want. Therefore, in trying to manage the security situation, it is important for us that we do get a judicial system that works. And we are all lucky that in the sub-region, we are perceived as a country where the judicial system works and where you could expect justice. If the interpretation of the law is tilted so much in our favor all the time, people will start accusing the judiciary and will not have the confidence that they need.
And now Chief Justice Kwesi Dapaah also pledged the support of the judiciary in ensuring that the national security strategy of the country is implemented, and said judges will continue to implement the law fairly.
In the evolving global situation, where threats are manifold and diverse, this is a critical intervention that will make all of us sleep a little better at night. I wish to take this opportunity to once again commend the Minister and the leadership of the National Security Ministry for their vision and patriotism in making this possible. Of course, the Ministry alone cannot be entirely responsible for the implementation of this document. An integrated policy requires an integrated approach. In the light of this, the Ministry is today seeking to engage the judiciary as necessary partners for the successful implementation of the policy. As the guardians of law and justice in our country, I believe this is the only right, and it is only right and proper that we are fully engaged in this process. Indeed, the Ministry has previously engaged the Judicial Council and today represents another step in this journey of continuous engagement in the collective service of our motherland. Mr. Minister, I assure you, the judiciary will play its role as imposed on us by the Constitution. Colleagues, I do not think that I need to remind you of the critical role we play in the national security infrastructure. While the threats are in a state of constant evolution, one thing remains constant, and that is the fact that the law is one of the major tools that we have to use to combat them. The decisions that are taken by national security officials must be done in the light of what is lawful and where there are conflicts between the rights of individuals and the security of the state, it is the court rule that those tensions will be resolved. This is why this interaction is absolutely essential. I wish to urge you, therefore, to commit to this process wholeheartedly and to engage frankly and enthusiastically with officials from the national security. I wish to assure the minister and his team that we recognize that our partnership is of key significance to our collective survival, and we will work very closely with them to ensure the success of this new integrated national security strategy.